Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and children of many ages. Welcome to One Hub Racing. Welcome back to another season, and welcome to the P4 tier for the pre-season event here at the Japanese Grand Prix at Suzuka. I am Mr. Evil Dragon, and I'm not alone this season because I have hired from the depths of the locations, Mr. Sir Quineth. Hello, Quinn.
Hello, it's good to be back. I've been away from commentary for a while. It's good to be back full time.
It is. Last time I saw you, you were headfirst in a barrier at Abu Dhabi whilst commentating. So how's the recovery from that horrible accident?
Yeah, it's been fine. Just maybe that's why I'm doing commentary now.
Yeah. You've done the pulled a rester on you to put you in the commentary box instead. Jolien Palmer, other British racing drivers who are terrible are available, and we already have a driver, Quinn, that's got a broken front wing, and it's the man who said he was going to be finishing P11, and it's Curly. He's broken his wing already, so.
Yeah, it's not a great start.
It's not a great start. Now, you might be wondering, if you are watching the stream, why are my cameras all different? Because, unlike most people, I have got some weird thing of putting all the cameras to the correct positions they do in real life, so every camera is set up to the real ones. Why do I do it? I don't know. Does it look cool? Yes, it does. So we get lovely live timing and lovely accurate screens. But 11 drivers here today, and the tiers, which I shall go and find because it's somewhere up here in announcements. I should be more prepared today. Somewhere. Where is it? There it is. The confirmed lineups for this season. So in the McLaren team, as you can see, we have Mason and Jamie. In the Mercedes is Fox and King Bryce. In the Red Bull is Truth and the famous driver TBA. Shiesty and Hockney in the Ferrari. Miguel Fernandez and also TBA in the Williams. Kasak and Wolf in the Racing Bulls. The Aston Martins with the old famous Jack Craig. Joining him, of course, as we saw a second ago, Mr. Broken Front Wing, Curly Whirly himself. In the Haas, we have Helveca. In the Audi, we have Red Pill. In the Alpine, a historic lineup of Jake and James, and of course James hoping he can get past turn 2 here today, as his historical accuracy I've raised of him hasn't gone very well. And also Nightcrawler in the Cadillac, of course. 22 drivers total that can be available, of course. A few of them missing, so we could get 4 tiers, and as well, a few of them are not here today due to unavailability. So it's basically us, me and Quinn, to waffle on for 27 and a bit laps and some qualifying.
Yeah, so I'm just on board with J.R. Mason's first lap, and he's looked very solid around here so far. He gets through the chicane by the end of the lap very well, and it's 30.5 for J.R. Mason so far. That's a very solid lap.
Yeah, 30.5, and as we were theorising here that before the stream, Mason could be the dark horse as well, so is Nightcrawler. Now, doing practice myself, I was around about a 31.7, which is exactly the same time our former champion, well, our last season champion, Jamie set. So, looking all very much like that one, isn't it?
Yeah, so I think it's going to be a very close tier. Of course, we don't have everyone here for this pre-season race so far, but judging by the 2 fastest times, it's definitely looking like it's going to be J.R. Mason and Nightcrawler first and second.
Or as I keep calling him Nightcrawler, I have only just realised it's Nightcrawler, but Nightcrawler is what I've been saying the entire lesson last season, so as the historical thing is, it will stay. Because me changing names mid-series never ends well. But yeah, Mason, always, I will admit, it's always quite emotional seeing Mason racing. He's a nice, lovely person to chat to. I still still memorise the greatest moment of Colin's commentating career, where he cursed his father into the barrier at a track that was bottom out. As Kasaka goes even quicker, so 1:30.5. So it's really showing the pace up front. Then, as we're just waiting to see who else is going to come through. Mike's got a bank of skips to munch on.
Yeah, I was just on board with Truth as he was going through the final corner, and he had a massive tank slapper and slid sideways into the pit entry wall.
Yeah, it's a very easy thing to do out in that last corner, and probably a chippy T, says Cameron in the chat. Got the car off the circuit, getting out of the way. We've got Jake and Gamer James just beginning their lap. I think James is just coming in the pits, or is he going for a second banker? Straight into the pit lane he goes. And Jake, of course, who, speaking to him, he wants one thing this season, Quinn. And do you know what that's going to be?
I'm guessing he would just want to finish a race.
Oh, I mean, yeah, that as well. He wants a victory this season. He got very close last season, a race in Miami, where unfortunately had contact with around about 12 laps to go, and he was on for probably would have been a very historic victory. That race, of course, pretty much wrapped the title up for Jamie as well. Yes, that Jake is the one who races in DB, and also, Quinn, do you believe it? Jake stands up in races. Now, I'm not making this up.
He stands up whilst he races?
Yes, he stands up and races.
That's interesting.
I know, interesting. It's an interesting fact I found out, and apparently if he sits down, he's slower, so that's very interesting indeed. I think someone just hit the wall. I think it's Wolf's hit the wall. It has, so he's broken the front end plate as well, and again, pre-season, a few drivers are going to be struggling. Let's run on board with Jake and see what he can do. No. Nothing is what you can do because he comes into the pit lane. Thank you, Jake, for ruining my point. Who's on a lap? Wolf's in the pits. I think we've got Nightcrawler.
Curly's going to be the next person who's going to be on a lap. So do you want to take us through it?
Yeah, I shall take us through in the best way I can of the Japanese Grand Prix then here at Suzuka, and of course straight down towards turn number 1. I use a little bit of the battery deployment down the straight, something also going to get used to very quickly. Chuck it through turn number 1, probably running around about none now on the ERS through here, and then I believe it is around about mediums. You come up the S section here, left, right again, and then of course the final left as you go up towards Dunlop. A little bit of lift and coast through here. You can save a bit of battery as well. Down in 1 gear. You can normally hold it around like 5th gear through here. Up then in towards Dunlop curve. And then, of course, in towards the double right then as well. Chuck it through 1. Down 2 gears, then down into 3rd gear through the 2. Underneath, of course, the famous figure of 8 on this circuit. Underneath the bridge. And then down in towards the hairpin. Very easy to snag a brake and go deep into this corner. But these drivers are absolutely doing perfect through here. And of course, this corner, and is he pushing still? It's really hard to tell sometimes on board because they look slower than they are, because they're probably battery saving. But down towards where Ollie Behrman had that big shunt in Suzuka earlier this year, down into the spoon. And then if you've got any ERS, basically you just use it all the way down here, Quinn, don't you?
Yeah, you do. You just want to save all of it, but it looks like Curly's actually harvesting all the way down here, which is not what you want to do.
Yeah,
you've got so much potential.
There's a 7th in there, Curly. I think you've switched down to it. He's not, so he's lost a bit of time there. And I think this is going to be around about a 1 minute 31.8 to 1 minute 32.8. So I was in the ballpark of a second. So there you go, 132.1. Who next on a lap time? We've got our former champion Jamie on a lap right now, and McLaren was in the McLaren last season, if I'm not mistaken. Is in the McLaren again this season, and going for his 3rd P4 title. The only driver to have won the P4 title as its guise of P4. Of course, we had, I think it was podium tier many seasons ago, but of course, in the modern day, it's the P4 tier, and he's the only one who's won it so far. So he has to be kind of the favourite, really, coming into this, technically, doesn't he?
Well, yeah, he is the reigning champion, but we've already seen there's 3 people that are already in the 130s.
Yeah, 130.5, and we did practice earlier on, Quinn, and that is I think pretty much around the pace you lot were doing, I think.
Yeah, I was... Yeah, it was about the pace that I got, yeah.
So,
Night Cleo.
30.1? Wow! He's been showing Mason of 30.2. Well. So these drivers are if they get moved up, they're going to be very high P3, mid-high P3 tip. So
Jamie only gets a 131.4, so he's over a second behind his teammate.
Yeah, and this is pretty much roughly around about the pace I've been doing. So it's going to be interesting to see what they're going to do about this. I know Jess is keeping a keen eye, so is Lukey on the pace. If pre-season, basically, if you're very quick, can you get put into P3? Yes. From my understanding is if you are extremely quick, they will potentially look to move you if you are like a second over the times, which... I mean, it's pretty close for the top 3 right now, but then you've got dropped down in half a second to them. So Mason and Nightcrawler, they could be looking at a potential move up. But, of course, the thing is, though, we've still got a few people, hopefully, to join P4 and P3. There's a few spots to find. So, as time goes... so the pre-season race is legit. Yes, it is a full race. Here today, it is full. It's 27 laps, I think, as Azuka, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, 27 laps at Suzuka.
Yes, there's a guess. It was right.
Well, yeah, the top 3 separated by 2.5 tenths, and then Truth is the next closest person. Nearly
7 tenths.
What is that? 6 tenths, just over. It's like 6.5 tenths behind Koziaki.
Yeah, and then you've got Bryce as well, just under a tenth off, as well as Helvetica. I feel like it should be a long race. I mean, I hoped it wasn't a longer race, but 100%, I think I would have been lapped by the entire field in that practice I was doing earlier on. I was struggling in that. But yeah, as you were saying, Quinn, the top 3 are very close. 4th, 5th, 6th. Close together. Then you've got Wolf, Jamie together, separated by a tenth of a second. And then, of course, you've got Curly, 32.1, a little bit further back. Jake hasn't set a representative lap time so far. He was on the mediums, and James as well. Though, to be fair, James has struggled a little bit around this circuit in other races I've raced with him. So it's a slight bogey circuit. Let's run on board with Jake. I wonder if Curly has curly hair, says Cameron. That's a good question. Might have to ask him that, actually. That's going to be, if he gets driver of the day, I'm going to give him Curly, do you have curly hair? Jake Lowe through Deccan 2, down towards the hairpin, and that's a very good lap. We have a lock up on the front, goes a bit deep, and he's hoping right now to find probably around about... yeah, nearly 2 seconds right now for him, really, isn't it?
Yeah, he needs to... He'll be looking to try and get somewhere near... Well, somewhere in between, like, I'd say Truth and Jamie. He'd want to be in that margin of a 131 to...
No,
or 131.0 to 130.15, but he is only 5 tenths up on his time, so it won't improve his position.
Yeah, so... should be around about 32.6, but this last sector very easy to gain a lot of time. Up to the line he goes, and into the pit there he goes, so he's not happy with that one. And of course, like I said, pre-season, they're all just getting used to everything, like we are in the commentary box. Helvetica is coming into the pit lane, I believe. So we've got Mason and Nightcrawler. And by the way, in chat, just let me know if you can hear Quinn, or if I am just talking to myself. Now, we believe we can hear Quinn, but it's always good to double check that we can hear Quinn, because otherwise this would be very awkward. So if anyone can let me know, Quinn, say something.
Something.
There we go. Yes, we can hear Quinn being very happy, says Cameron in the chat. So Nightcrawler beginning his lap time. Last corner, out of course, the chicane. Well, you big slide. And we saw that a lot. I saw that a lot in the practice side. He's running medium traction controlling. That last corner is extremely hard, isn't it, Quinn, if you lose the rear?
Yeah. Yeah, you have to be really careful with how you deploy your overtake coming into that final corner. If you deploy at the wrong time and you apply too much throttle, you can easily spin it. Like we
Yeah.
saw earlier in the session with Truth, he spun sideways into the pit wall.
Yeah, I mean, thank the Lord, like, remember, it was a couple of seasons ago, remember that little bump we used to have at the last corner?
Yeah.
That was a nightmare. I'm glad they fixed that before we got this DLC, because I can't imagine that'd be nice. 73,000 up through Degna 1. Degna 2, nice and smooth through there. Fourth gear, a little bit of curb, a little bit of gravel on the exit as you come down into the hairpin. Nice and smooth through there. Second gear, gently get on the power. Rear end wants to come around a bit too much low. That might cost him a couple of attempts, but right now he's still on looking for that top spot. Harvest as much as you can down here, and this is what you're going to be seeing a lot of these drivers do. Harvest down into spoon, because you need it right down here, don't you?
Yeah, it's not looked very comfortable lap for Night Clear. He's had a lot of wobbles and a lot of mistakes, and he's 1.5 temps. Well, 1.5 temps off. So he lost about 2 temps from the first sector split. So let's see how he takes Casio Triangle, flies into it.
Yeah, he really did it there. That's just going to be. So that's it. Can he bring any time back? Takes the shortest run up to the line. Can he improve?
He actually lost time.
I've been asked, am I looking forward to Monaco on Wednesday for another thing? No, is the answer to that one. I don't like Monaco. Though, to be fair, the last time I raced at Monaco, I did finish P2, and that was in... that was a long time ago. And the race before that just flipped me. So the best we don't talk about that one. Mason into the pit lane. Who have we got? Jamie on his lap time right now, I believe. Chucks it through turn number 1, and even though these cars are, and now we both probably have our same opinion on these cars, it's still always great to watch them fly around this S section.
Yeah, it definitely is, and when you get it right, it's so satisfying, and it just if you can get that section all like hooked up and good, then it just gives you even more confidence throughout the rest of the lap.
Through Degna 2, a little bit twitchy on the rear end as you now chuck it again back down into the hairpin, which I again forget what the hairpin's called again. I have to get the track map up and actually see what the corner names are, because they always throw me off sometimes, because the radius, of course, when the circuit was original, it aren't the radius of them now, but they've still got the original radius corners.
Yeah, they do. Like, obviously over time the tracks evolved to meet modern requirements. So yeah, just watching on board with Jamie, he is marginally up on his time, but it is a purple sector too, so he may actually go ahead of Wolf. But just see how he gets through the Casio Triangle here. He looks clean, and going through the final corner, gets on the curb, takes a long way round to the line, and it is an improvement, and he moves ahead of Wolf.
Yeah, I think there's probably been another 2-3 temps probably out there if he took a slightly shallower line. And also the hairpin is. Do you know what the hairpin's called around here, Quinn? It's a great name.
No idea.
It's called the hairpin.
Ah, it's just called the hairpin.
Yeah, and the first corner.
We should have guessed that, really.
Yeah, I guess I've been saying it right all along. As you go up the snake into the anti-banked curve is what that corner is called. There. Who have we got on a lap right now?
Koziarko puts himself into P1.
Yeah, so improvements all the time. 30.05.
See what Helvetica can do. It's not an improvement, so he stays P4. We've got Truth, Jake, and Gamer James to finish their laps. Truth goes up to P4. We've got James coming up next. See if he can get an improvement.
Soaring at the rail up to the line. He does improve to beat his teammate. What about his teammate? He's 7 temps up this time. So this should be around about a 32.2, I think.
It was a 31.5.
It's 31.5, so he really did improve then. So Jake absolutely flying then, but only P10 as things stand at the current time. So there is your grid order then. Kasark, Nightcaller, Mason in third, Truth, Helvetica, Wolf. Then comes Bryce, Jamie, Curly, Jake, and then James rounding up the back. The entire grid separated by 2.404 seconds. So what do you think of your first commentary over qualifying in a while, Mr. Quinneth?
Yeah, it's good to ease my way back into it. Of course, we don't have the full grid here, but yeah, it's been nice coming back to full-time commentary.
Yes, indeed, it certainly is. Well, Quinn, you know what time it is? It's time to put you on the spot because I think it's time for our sponsorship. See, I do this every season to people, don't worry.
Yeah, so sponsors and partners. Firstly, we have our title sponsor of the league, Delta.app. It's for over 18s only, so if you are under 18s, put your fingers in your ear. Well, put your fingers in your ears, you don't want to hear this. So it's all of your investments in one app. Make smarter decisions like the world's top investors, and track your journey to success with Delta. If you type the command !Delta in the Twitch chat or on YouTube, there's a link in the description. You will be able to track your investments. Next, we have Next Level Racing. It sponsors the league, providing prizes. We also have Sim Racing Setups. They provide a pro setup bundle for the season pack DLC, and they're created by top esports drivers. They offer setups for dry, intermediate and wet setups, and also 2 types of dry setups, being safe and esports. They also include ERS strategies during qualifying, and they also provide the vouchers for our weekly Driver of the Day winners and Driver of the Season. We also have Pure Sim Gear. They sponsor the league by providing sim racing socks and gloves to the driver with the most fastest laps and poles together over the course of the season. And you can use the code OHR10P to get 10% off all of their products. You also have Vespertine. Our good friend here, Salal, runs Vespertine. They support our official apparel and also provide merch for prizes. And finally, we have SimGrid. We wouldn't be here without them. They run all of the sign-ups and the standings for us here. They run basically our platform and host the community as well.
Indeed, and there we are. That is our sponsorship done for now. Of course, we'll revisit them later on in the afternoon as well. It's always good practice for putting Quinn on the spot, isn't it, Quinn?
I hate you.
Thank you. So Quinn here didn't want to read them. He was slightly nervous. He did it fine. Of course, in terms of weather here, it is going to be clear. No rain, of course, for this pre-season race, because we get to see the drivers at their pure potential. Because, of course, in the wet, people have different pace as well. So let's see what we get up to then. Who got the pole and time?
It was Koziarka Gaming. They got a 30.050.
There we go. So that is your answer to that, Gaz. Very quick times, and like I said, these times are competitive in P3 as well, if I'm not mistaken, as well. So, like I said,
excluding a certain someone who, in our little practice lobby before, they would be very competitive.
Yes. And as well, I mean, the P3 tier as well has got some very, very, very quick drivers in. The likes, really, and I mean, it's a safe say. Cam is probably going to be one of the quickest drivers in the P3 tier, in my opinion, as well as probably the 2 Mikes. Now, what's your opinion on
it? I'd say, honestly, Mikey is the driver to beat in that tier, in P3. Mikey is definitely a driver to beat.
It was 29, I think it was, something he said.
Yeah.
Mike saying, leave me out of it. Yeah, quick. You just oval spin Mike, as we well know. But we should be getting ready to go. We have done the lobby restart. And of course, don't forget, you have to sit on the grid. Do not ready up until, of course, the tick order, that being Jamie, says so. And then we'll get the around about 30 seconds that we don't ever get to see because the game doesn't like us, does it?
No,
we just guess. We just say
yeah.
it used to do it. I mean, if you press the pause menu, you'll actually hear the countdown. So it exists. We just don't get it. Some of the randomness from the F1 game, but I digress on that one. Suzuka first hosting a race all the way back in the the mid 1980s, should I say, 1987, I believe it was. Jamie qualified P5, I think. Says that one. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do, but like I said, Suzuka, 18 turns, 53 laps in real life, so that's 27 in here. It'll be 154 kilometres, I believe they're racing. The lap record around here, 1 minute 30.9, which says that all you need to know about this, just the P1 driver saying I'm faster. Yeah, that's true. I overtook Josh at the finish line to win the practice lobby race and unlap myself on that one. So you can see this main thing though, 5.807 kilometres this circuit, and the Japanese Grand Prix was first held all the way back in 1976 at, of course, Fuji Speedway, of course, which became very infamous for that title battle. Of course, if you've seen the film Rush, Niki Lauda, it wasn't really a title battle because Niki Lauda retired after like 2 laps, because, I mean, valid reasons. James Hunt then went on to win the championship by just a singular point. Of course, this circuit has, in most, well, I'd say more recent years, but in the 1980s, 1990s, very famous for two certain drivers having a bit of an incident, Quinn.
Yeah, definitely famous for that.
1989, when Alain Prost decided to turn into a different chicane into Senna. In 1990, where Senna decided to not turn, to be fair, actually, just didn't turn for that one. Of course, more recently, after that, of course, Damon Hill won his first title and only title in 1996 with I've Got a Lump in My Throat. And of course, more recent years, it's now become the first couple of races of the season. So, I mean, I don't mind it being earlier in the season, but I do like it being later in the season. But to be fair, it does tend to avoid the monsoon conditions, which is a valid excuse to move it early.
Yeah, I think they had to move it after that race that just got delayed, and Carlos Sainz had that incident.
Was it not? 22 or 20?
Yeah.
It was 22, yeah. Lose. Ooh, that feels a long time ago now. And of course, that was, I think it was Gasly went off, and then Sainz. Oh no, Sainz went off and Gasly hit him. So we are just getting ready to go in a few moments' time. I think we've just been given the call up. So if I press the pause menu, can I hear the countdown? No, I can't. Well, I can see who tyres are on though. So softs for first, third, fourth and sixth position. Mediums for second and third. And here we are then on the grid then. 5 red lights above the circuit. Are you ready? Because we are going to Suzuka then. Who gets a good start? It's a good start from one of the Racing Bulls then straight away. Jamie, I think. That's Mason coming through on the outside. Terrible start from Nightcrawler, and he's dropped down 3-4 positions as they come down towards turn 1. Are we going to get it all nice and clean through as we come up towards the S section then, as we fly through? And definitely seems to up front. A bit of contact in the midfield as looks like that's Bryce and Wolf coming together ever so slightly. But so far, at the first couple of corners, everyone has got themselves perfectly off the line.
Yeah, it was a really good start there for Koziaka, already on the margin of being over a second as he goes wide there, but it's a nightmare start for Nightcrawler. He's dropped 3 positions, and that's allowed Mason, Truth and Helvetica all to move up a position.
Yeah, absolutely. These guys flying already straight off the start of the race then. So let's see. As we go, you can see the strategy here. Soft, medium. Now, I don't recommend doing soft, mediums around here. It doesn't really work. It's more of a medium. Oh, contact there, and that is Truth into the back of Mason. And Helvetica there caught up, involved nearly. Is there any damage for the Red Bull? On board we go. You can just see in the background, here comes the Haas round the outside into 130. Oh, Haas to take a lift. Has he done it on the exit, though? down into the Casio triangle. Late on the brakes goes the Haas. The Red Bull holds the outside line. Now can the old switcheroo come back through? 71 versus 34. So Helvetica, that already burning too much of his ERS, is going to run out if he's not careful. In fact, there we go. He is out of ERS on lap number 2. And that is not what you want to be doing right at the early stages of this race. Bit of a lock-up into turn 1 as well.
No, he's going to have to harvest, and he's going to be losing a lot of time. But yeah, the start for both Kosciuszko has been really good, but Mason is keeping touch with him, so don't rule him out just yet.
Yeah, Mason as well, of course, is I believe only has won one Grand Prix in his career. As off the road goes Nightcrawler there, running a little bit deep into Degner 1, and Mason would definitely like to make it a couple more wins. At least last time I know he had 1 win. He might have had more, and I have, of course, been out of it for a few seasons before the last season. So I might have to check the stats. Yellow flags. Now, what's that for? Curly Whirly. And I said earlier on, P11. Where is he, Quinn?
He's P11.
I know. Is it a curse? Is it a prediction? Who knows these days? But I can tell you what. Mason's got to move on. However, look at his battery. None. Look at Kasark's. He's got 30% of it, so he's saved a lot more than Mason right now. Mason trying to persevere right on board with the McLaren, of course. Let me know what you think of all these onboards. They are a bit more tailored towards what they are in real life. Down the straight we go, and I think Mason right now, if I was Mason, I'd be saving a bit of battery right now. Try and save it up a little more, because Truth behind has got 50%, so he's got more battery than you. The car ahead has got around similar battery, in fact slightly less, so it's right now about pacing yourself, isn't it, Quinn?
Yeah, it is. You just got to get yourself into a rhythm and then just capitalise on the moments that present themselves to you.
Yeah, let's see, further down the field, bit of a battle growing up here between Bryce, Jamie, Wolf as well. Jake dropping back ever so slightly. Of course, Curly with the internet. I'm going to presume that was contact, where he was... Oh, Jamie's big mistake over the Degner corner. Is this heavy contact on the exit? No, it's not. And somehow Wolf manages to dive underneath and avoid that, and they go on as they were meant to be, but you do not want to be slapping Degner on that hard, do you?
No, you don't. You've got to be taking it. You've got to be just really careful on the curbs at Degner 1 and Degner 2. Otherwise, it'll throw you out into the gravel or even into the wall.
Yeah, indeed, like you said. Tyres are right now. Softs for the top 3. It's around about, I think it's about 6-7 laps these tyres can do.
Truth is getting close.
Yeah, but it's out the inside nearly, thinking about it. It would have been audacious to take a dive up the inside into 130. It's the outside I've seen moves. I don't think I've ever really seen a move up the inside late. Normally, I can imagine it doesn't normally end well.
Yeah, but I think Truth might be getting a move here. He's getting up close by Mason. Pulls to the inside and he gets the move done. He's still got 50% battery and JR Mason's only on 25, so Truth getting the moves done, and now he's going to be hunting down Kosciuszko.
Yeah, further back, Nightcrawler and Helvetica battling array for 4th and 3rd. Nightcrawler practicing earlier on. He was much more comfortable on the medium tyres compared to the hard. I was much more comfortable on the harder compound tyres, so that's going to be something we're going to be seeing the drivers struggle on different tyres depending on how their driver preference is. But 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, there's 9th, and then a little bit further back you will see Curly and James. Curly now ahead of James in the last couple of moments. Now where do these top 3 start? The undercut very powerful around here is... Oh, what's happened there? Someone's gone. Is that Wolf's dropped down a few positions, or was that the telemetry glitching?
It was Bryce.
Was it Bryce? It might have been Bryce, yes, you're right. He was a little bit further ahead, now he's behind, looking up the inside into Spoon. Save the battery, Sunshine, and then just do him down the straight, or wait for a mistake to come on. 48-48, 60-30 for Jamie, 60... Mason's got nothing. And meanwhile, Truth might be looking for a move to the lead of this race here in a second. Look at that battery.
He's got 90%. Kosciuszko's only got 20. Could be looking, but the gap is big. It was
about 4 tenths. You can. Oh well, he's passed. That's the power of the battery, and well, I mean,
And he's going to have overtake for this lap.
Yeah, and they say Mickey Mouse Simulator, and I mean, that is the Mickey Mouse overtakes. I mean, we thought DRS was powerful. That, extreme, isn't it? Meanwhile, further back, they almost three abreast in the background there, are they not? That looks like Cooler, Helvetica and Jamie. Still trying to squabble around. It's a great squabble here, isn't it, actually, between these guys?
Yeah, it really is. And both Wolf and Bryce are both keeping up with this battle. So we've got a little bit of a train going on here between Nightclear, Helvetica, Jamie, Wolf, and
off the road,
Bryce.
He's spun, he's off. Can he rejoin the circuit? That's a big mistake there again from Nightcrawler. And like what happened in the practice lobby earlier on, he's done it again. In towards Degner 1, spinning it out on the curb. And contact. Frustration I sense now. And we saw this. He starts making mistakes. And then the tyres start going. And now is Jamie going to have a potential move down the... No, he's got no battery to that one. But Nightcrawler, that's a big mistake. Very lucky that didn't pirouette into a wall or into another car there, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's very lucky as Jamie gets the move done on Helvetica now, but he's got no battery, so Helvetica will ease his way back past.
Yeah, it's like taking candy from the baby, but now Helvetica will not have the overtake. Meanwhile, Bryce has overtaken Nightcrawler, who's suddenly dropping like a rocket. You have to wonder, with these tyres and how easy it is to overheat, has his tyres suddenly just overpeaked themselves, and now is he starting to struggle? Yes, he is. Look at that. I will also know, and I think you can probably tell as well, look at the fuel indicator on Nightcrawler.
Yeah, he definitely underfueled his car.
Looking to see who else is underfueled. Wolf's underfueled a little bit for a brief second. It is flashing between on and off. Meanwhile, Jamie there looking to try and pass Helvetica. And which way do you go around here then? Not on the curb is what you do. And you can just see a sudden squirm of the rear end. So uses a load of battery through here, and I wouldn't do that if I was Jamie, really. You want to kind of conserve it here whilst you're following a car like this.
Yeah, you definitely want to be conserving the battery, but look at the top two. Truth and Koziaka have pulled away from JR Mason behind. 2.2 seconds is the gap now.
Yeah, Mason's tyres, front left, definitely graining a lot more. And it's about 7 laps, so I think it's before we're going to start seeing people dive into the pit lane or drop back on those soft tyres as Wolf and Bryce go battling. As where's that Mercedes gone? There it is, off the circuit. Is where it is. He's very off the circuit there. I think he might have been slightly helped to that one. Oh! Contact down the straight, Nightcrawler and Wolf there. And Wolf, that was a bit of a chop, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it was. He's definitely defending
overly.
Well, very aggressively.
I would come in the pit
Mason
lane.
Comes in. He is on the soft tyres, so maybe they just fell off. So Koziaka and Truth will probably have to pit, I'd say, within the next 2 laps to cover him off. Of course, we mentioned before, whilst we were talking to each other before the stream, that around here the undercut is extremely powerful, so both of them might have to actually pit in this following lap.
Yeah, and the undercut, because the main thing is because you get the full battery straight out the pit lane, so it fully replenishes it. You can just push straight hard as you like, as Jamie again.
Nightclear.
Chucking it. Yellow flags. Now, what's that for?
That was for Nightclear. He lost 2 positions to Bryce and Jake.
And again, struggling, I'm guessing, that rear end not helping like we saw earlier on.
Yeah, just looking back at the front, Koziaka actually got ahead of Truth, but they're going side by side through Spoon Curve, but Koziaka actually stays ahead. But they're on similar battery levels. And yeah, this is turning out to be a very exciting battle. I expect to see both of them coming in this lap just to cover off JR Mason.
Yeah, on board we go. Bit of a slight lock-up. I'm expecting them both to be pitting in the next lap or 2. Who was going to trigger the undercut? No one. They're continuing on as long as they can. Of course, you do have to do a 2-stop here in One Hub Racing. Further back, and I tell you what, Helvetica and Jamie are starting to close them up as these tyres go off. Yellow flags, what's that for? Got a car off into the wall, and it's Wolf.
It's Wolf.
Now that has happened out of the last corner. As in the pit lane comes Nightcrawler for a new front wing. Now, I'm not saying there could have been contact, but given there is a new front wing, could have there been contact there?
Yeah, there could have been.
It was exit of the hairpin out of the chicane. There was yellow flags. They were near each other, and it would have allowed, if there was contact earlier enough, that in the pit lane could have come Nightcrawler. And of course, speculation on that one. It could have just been a spin and just a coincidence for a new nose. We've seen Nightcrawler has spun a few times. Medium tyres, soft for Curly, so it seems these drivers liking the soft compound tyres a lot here.
Yeah, they are, but just on board with this battle up front, Truth has gotten back past Koziaka and he's using his overtake mode. He is about half a second, there or thereabouts, ahead of Koziaka, but look at the battery difference. It's about 10%, 20%.
In comes the leader.
But Truth is in.
Yeah, so if I'm not mistaken, it's around about a 23-second pit stop Delta around here. The gap between them and Mason, 23 seconds. Now, this could be very close. Now, of course, what they've done by staying out is given them a little bit more of a tyre offset so they can push a bit harder on these tyres. Let's see where they're going to come out. Oh, Mason nearly runs into the back of Wolf down the straight. Somewhere up the road, just look for it. There should be a blue car of Truth. There it is. It's way out more ahead than I thought.
Yeah, I think
it's about a 19-second Delta.
Was it Wolf? Wolf coming in the way he did sort of threw off J.R. Mason, so he lost a bit of time. So it probably would have been about the 2-second mark, I'd say 1.5, 2-second mark that he would have been behind. But now it's 3 seconds, and Truth is probably gonna be when Koziaka goes into the pits and comes out. I think Truth might actually be leading this race by quite a considerable margin.
Yeah, it certainly could be. Meanwhile, Jamie's moved up to P2 in this race now, which of course these guys yet to stop. As you can see there, 8 laps on those tyres, and Jake now up into P3, though behind him, James as well on those hards, and then of course the race leader already nearly a pit stop ahead. Really just goes to show the pace of these top tier drivers in P4. They certainly are going to be competitive in P3 in my opinion. As in comes the Sark.
Definitely will.
And let's see, where's this going to come out then? It'll be between him and Mason, I reckon, but let's see how this is going to be. It's going to be close out of turn 1, you know. Let's see.
No, it's not.
See.
It's not. Okay,
so you are correct. It's going to be right in between the pair of them then. So what's that gap? 3 seconds nearly?
2.5 seconds between Truth and Koziaka, and J.R. Mason is about a second behind Koziaka, but he does have a tyre offset. I believe it's going to be about
3 laps.
Yeah, 3 lap offset.
So, I mean, that's not a bad offset. That's a manageable offset, of course. These tyres can go quite a while. And now, normally I'd reckon around about here it's going to be medium now to the end of the race. We might see some hards, but if they can go around about 8-9 laps on them, they can put another medium if they've got them and then go to the end.
Yeah, in the practice race that we had, I did a medium, hard, medium.
Yeah, I did a medium, hard, and that's an interesting thing on my screen right now. Curly's, can you... Now, I'm not... Has Curly got a nose cone for you as well? Or is
no.
he... has he lost the nose, or is this a graphical? I don't know what's going on here.
I think it must be a graphical error.
Adrian Newey's doing wonders on this car, you know. It's just floating front wings now.
Yeah.
That's a screenshot. If I've managed to get it. But he's going to go back up the inside then into 130. Oh, that's brave. Gets the job done early, of course. Runs a bit wide. And are we going to see James try and come back free? He is on the hard softs for the other cars. saving that weight saving from Aston Martin, working wonders. In the pit then comes Jake, and of course, where is he going to come out then? He was roughly around about where Nightcrawler is, and he's ahead of Nightcrawler. Nightcrawler having a tough pre-season race. We know his pace can be very good, but right now he's certainly just struggling a little bit with the rear end, doesn't it look?
Yeah, definitely. It looks like he's struggling a bit.
Meanwhile, it's kind of like a consistent thing compared to last season. Well, Jamie likes staying long out. He stays out and stays out and stays out and just keeps going.
He's going to be hoping for some sort of safety car, a virtual safety car, isn't he?
Yeah, which of course it's unlikely to happen, of course, because remember we've only got 11 drivers in this race. Of course, we are missing I think 4 or 5. Of course, but this is the pre-season, so we would like them all to be here. But of course, I don't believe it is 100% mandatory. As in comes the race leader then into the pit, then get it nice and slow down, hit your marks around about 80 kilometers an hour, which is around about 40-50 miles an hour. Trundle down the pit lane for the next 18 seconds. And behind them, you'll see there goes Truth. There is Kasarklen in second position now. And then Mason doing a wonderful job right now in P3. And then we've got, I think it's Helvek who will take that position now temporarily. Jamie on a set of softs. It's going to come out side by side with the Mercedes down towards turn 1. This is going to be very close into it. Around the outside goes that Mercedes. And now Jamie's going to try and hunt him down, which should be pretty easy, I reckon, the offset of tyres.
Yeah, it's going to be... I wonder if he's going to be going for a set of mediums for his last tyre.
Looks like it. Soft, medium, soft.
Well, he is on... He's currently on the softs now, so...
yeah, medium, soft, medium, should I say, actually. I got the wrong... Well, technically... still the same tyre thing, but let's see, he's going to close up.
Probably, by looking at his strategy, probably be going for 10 on the medium, about 7 on the softs, and then another 10.
Yeah, and the outside then, that's going to be a pretty easy manoeuvre, you'd reckon, then, with the overtake mode, and nothing that Bryce can or wants to really do right now. It's not really his battle at this exact moment. Further behind again, we've got Jake and Nightcrawler battling together. It's always good to see Jake running a bit better in this race. Nightcrawler's having, well, I mean, it's a new way of taking Spoon Curve, and he's rather, well, you could say he's taking not the right line. We'll just put it that way.
Look at the gap between Truth and Koziarka now.
Yeah.
Right, when they pitted, it was 3 seconds nearly, and now he's within a second. He's been on a charge so far.
Yeah, he is. I was just oohing at Nightcrawler is all crossed up into the Casio triangle. As you were rightly sure of saying, top 2 back together yet again, and these two are going to be firm favourites to be any position right now, aren't they? They are waltzing off. Let's see, what is the gap to the leader? That's what I want to see, which is what we've got up so far. And it is 19 seconds to Jake, 30 seconds right now to Wolf. So these guys are pushing on pretty heavily right now, aren't they?
Yeah, definitely are. It's looking like, well, obviously we're missing, I think it's 5 or 6 drivers, but judging off this race, I think these two,
yeah,
you'd have to say are going to be firm favourites.
Yeah, they're going to be firm favourites or definitely potential P3. Here comes Kasarklen down into the Casio triangles, pulls to the left, tries to give him a squeeze. He's slightly on the grass, can't quite do it there on the exit. Now try to do the old switcheroo and use the ERS. He's got 80%, but so does the car ahead of you, so you don't want to burn all of it right now, and it's about the battle of the wits. Behind him, Mason, 3.1 seconds. He's holding on pretty well, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. It's been hovering around the 3-second mark for the last few laps.
And if these two keep
he's
battling,
just waiting for one of them to make a mistake.
Yeah, and one mistake is all it takes. And of course, we know how easy this game can be if you touch another car to have one or both of them sliding off into the Aramco barrier as we rise up the crest over the hill. Big mistake, and that's the mistake I was talking about. Gets on the curb, gets on the grass, And that's a really easy thing to do.
Yeah, it is. Luckily, it wasn't a full spin.
Oh, he's off again!
Yeah, he's completely off. He's lost his rhythm. And now this is bringing J.R. Mason right back into it. He's 2.5 seconds off the back of Truth, and J.R. Mason is about a second off Kosiaka.
Yeah, pushing. One mistake leads to another and compounds those mistakes, but we know Kosak's got a lot of pace in this car. We're sure about that one. We believe, let's see who's actually got the fastest lap of this race. It's one of these buttons. Where's the fastest lap of the race? There it is. Kosak, fastest lap of this race, 32.5, 32.6 for Truth, 33.1 for Mason, 33.4 for Helveka, 33.2 for Jamie, 33.4, 33.6, 33.4, 33.8. James a 34.5, and Wolf, who's damaged his car somewhat as he's lost the front right hand plate of that Racing Bulls on a 33.2. So apart from the top 2 or 3, really, the gaps are pretty close between them, aren't they?
Yeah, they definitely are. Well, I think there is only one person that is within overtake range, which is Nightclear, and he breezes past Jake at the end of the pit straight. So, yeah, that's really the only real close battle we have here so far.
Yeah, certainly is. And these two, we're on lap 15 of 27. We've got 12 and a bit laps to go here at Suzuka, well, the pre-season event here, of course, at the Japanese Grand Prix. Before, of course, in, I believe it's 7 days' time we go racing, and that, of course, being the Belgian Grand Prix, of course, at the beautiful, the lovely Spa-Francorchamps, or as I used to call it, Spa-Forever-Champs, when I was younger, because I could not say that word. To be fair, though, Forever-Champs also is a nice name for a circuit.
Yeah, it's for the Forever Champions.
Exactly, which isn't me. Have you won a championship, Quinn, any recency?
I've won a few Constructors' Championships, but I still haven't won a Drivers' Championship yet.
Yeah, of course. You're in P3 this season. I mean, what do you think of the P3 tier? Of course, we mentioned it earlier, and you're going to be kind of in the upper echelons of the top 10, I feel.
I think I'll be kind of like fighting for like middle points. I'd say from about like 4th to 8th is where I'd say I'll be.
Yeah. And of course,
but obviously we've got like some of the drivers in there who have like incredible pace, like Mikey and Cam
and Mike
and Gaza and Joe.
And Mike,
so it's going to be interesting.
It is. It's going to be interesting to see, and of course we might see a few add-ons in the next couple of days as well. As of course, if you are wanting to race in One Hub Racing, you can sign up as well, of course, and it is 7 crisp, lovely English pounds, which goes towards all the sponsorships, goes towards help run the league as well. I do recommend it, and of course, it's a great community as well, Quinniff, isn't it?
Yeah, it definitely is. I've been racing in One Hub for, I think it's since like season 18. Yeah, season 18 was my first season in One Hub, and yeah, I've just enjoyed every second of it.
Yeah, indeed. Meanwhile, up front, down at 2.4, it's ever so slightly closing up, but True Physical saving that battery now a lot more than Cassette. My voice is slightly going, I can fill in the background there, as in comes Mason. That is now for... is that going to be a set of hards or another set of mediums, you reckon he's going to test? He's on for P3 regardless.
Hards.
Let's see. Are we about to see some white walled tyres?
No, it'll be mediums. It'll be medium.
It's mediums then. So last 10 laps of this race then to pretty much round out that podium position. Very slow out the pit lane there, and then of course just speeds away through, and he's going to be behind Jake, who of course yet to stop for the final time in this race. Number 95. Of course, Jess normally runs a number 95, so Jake honouring Jess, who is not racing this season due to other commitments IRL, but of course they are going to be commentating at the P1 tier. We're, of course, the man who's currently in P6, Jamie, as well. In terms of who is going to be commentating next, let me tell you who's going to be commentating next as I go and scroll through and find the thing. Of course, next we have got the man who is currently sitting in P4. Jake is doing the commentary with good old Mr. Fish himself, of course, Bonnie, who I commentated with last season. Taking up P2 is going to be Mr. Mike. Oh, we got yellow flags. Someone just made a mistake, but it's going to be Mike and Swims in P2, and of course, like we said, Jamie and Jess, the double J in P1, of course, later on this evening. Of course, after this, me and Quinn will be doing some more racing in P3, so we're looking forward to that. Well, I mean, you are. My chances are looking very concerning, given that I'm currently slower than pretty much half of the P4 grid. Right now my pace is, if I was to look at what I was doing there, as Jake goes very deep into that, let's get the fastest laps. Around about Jake and Jamie's time, roughly is where I'm setting. So anywhere between 4th and like 3rd ish. So we'll see what happens there. I mean,
if you're judging it off the fastest lap times from that practice session we did, I'm currently, my fastest lap time from that session is about 3 times faster than Koziaka.
Yeah, Kozi P3 tier, here we go, question mark. It'll be interesting. I mean, like we said, this is a pre-season event. Orders still potential yet to change around, depending on what things go. Wolf is in the pit lane again, so he's not having a much of a fun time this afternoon, is he?
No, it's definitely not. But
hasn't changed his front wing. Have you noticed that front wing's still broken? I think it is.
Yeah, he's missing the end plate on the right side.
Yeah, so that's going to be that one. Was that Nightcaller also with damage? I'm saying it is Nightcaller with damage. So he's had another rough this afternoon. And really struggling, isn't he? But I think you're just off mic for a briefest second. So I'll keep talking for now. In comes Halvaker then into the pit lane then. Of course, in the chat, who do you think will be the driver of the day? I don't think we're giving driver of the day votes, but I'm going to give it anyway because it's good practice. So, and I like to see what the chat thinks who's doing well so far. My vote right now, it's going to be Mason. It's going to be my looking to be driver of the day. He's certainly surprising me.
Yeah, it's definitely been driving well. And just looking at the gap to the leader is currently about 24 seconds. So if the leaders were to pit soon, I think both of them would still be ahead.
Well, he needs the gap to be 19 seconds. The gap is 23. Also, you're enjoying a squeaky chair, Quinn, by the way. I can hear it ever so slightly. Don't worry, I'll pick it up. Don't worry, I have a squeaky chair sometimes. Well, I used to. This chair is actually decent, but it's currently peeling off in my arm because it's leather and it's kind of gluing to me. It's fake leather. Meanwhile, expecting the top two in. Do you reckon they're going to go for softs? If they stay out? And they can last 7 laps. I mean, realistically, in the smart choice would be going for mediums, and the realistic choice would be coming in now and do the undercut.
Coming in.
What was the pole time for these guys? Oh?
He's got a 10-second penalty, Koziaka. Speeding.
That's gonna bugger that one up, isn't it? I thought he got it slowed down. He's
on the softs.
Yeah, soft tyres. I mean, he's still finished on the podium, I reckon. The gap between them, it should be around about 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second, 0 seconds, but he's on the soft compound tyres, can get those up to temperature very quickly, and will presumably now try and scamper away as quick as he can.
Yeah, you'd think he would, but it is looking like, unless Koziaka can get a 10-second gap between himself and Mason, it looks like he may be dropping down a fair few positions.
Yeah, meanwhile, just looking backwards of the field, we've got a battle between Curly and Nightcrawler. He's really dropping down the field now. He's struggling more and more, but it's carrying on. And of course, he's in the pre-season race, so I mean, he's got pace. We know that much. We saw that earlier on in the practice lobby as well. But that damage he's got on the car. Someone asking who was the fastest time in qualifying. That was
Koziaka.
And that time was something...
1:30.050.
Yes. There we go, 1:30.50 from Mr. Quinnef, keeping us up to date.
Oh. Truth has now got a 10-second time penalty.
Are they just having a bit of after you sunshine? Is Mason winning this race, question mark?
He could be winning this race.
Well, I've said I wanted to commentate on a Mason win. Manifesting so far, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, but
fast lap of the race as well.
He's got the fastest lap, but he's out of ERS.
He's going to be close.
He's going to be really close to Truth on
exit. Around the outside. Does it around the outside? Got Mason Sunshine right around the outside, and I've got to be careful I don't James Allen myself in a minute now, and just get in there. Jensen Button quotes. Here we go. Don't jinx him, says Mike. Yeah, this is true. I do have a habit of jinxing. In the next corner, it normally goes horrifically badly. But I think right now, what Mason can do is probably just be a bit cautious. But not too cautious, because these drivers are on soft. That's a bit too cautious, Mason. Just keep with them. Don't make a mistake. Don't touch the gravel. As I say that, he touches the gravel. Of course he does. I just manifest curses, don't I?
Yeah, as he goes really deep, but...
I'm still not going to look at him.
Yeah, he's about 3 seconds off Koziaka, so he's just got to stay within 10 seconds. That's all he has to do, and it is. Oh,
what have we done? Now, I'm not going to say I've done it. I've done it, haven't I?
I think we've both done it.
No, just not what we've done. Sorry, Mason. So Colin's gonna murder us. Later on, isn't he? It's not going to end well. He's watching the stream as well. He's still got it. He's still 6 points. He's still 6 seconds, and these tyres will go off. It's not over, lads. Don't worry. Manifesting. Just watch this space. Tell you what, Kasaki's pushing hard now on these softs, aren't they? But these softs, they can only last about 6 laps before they really start going off. So I tell you what, this is going to make a fascinating end of the race. I tell you what, Helvecker's also really pushing on, isn't he?
But you know what else we haven't really been factoring in? Helvetica's, if he stays like the time where he is, he's going to be finishing P2.
Yeah, gap 7.1 seconds. Everyone cheers on Mason in the chat. We love to see it. I don't think it's going to happen now. Again, a big slide on the rear end. It's opening the gap, but these tyres... Oh, they've collided the top two. They're inside each other. They're battling now, and, well, this is the moment they're looking for. As they go down the straight, these two have got nothing to lose. They go side by side down to Spoon. Up the inside goes Kasaka. Around the outside goes the Racing Bull. I'm going to call it Toro Rosso in a minute. It's RBs. We'll just call them the RBs. They're both RBs. Just which one's white and one's blue. Back up the inside they go. Both of them using their ERS. Both of them battling. And more their battle. Look at that gap coming back down, guys. And I think
Helvetica's right on the back of Mason now.
Yeah, Helvetica's. I think those tyres are a little bit better for Helvetica's. A big slide into the braking zone there for Truth. Now with the ERS, both of them got ERS down the straight. But one of them's got the overtake mode, and it is going to be Truth. Can he do anything down in towards Turn 1? No, because both of them using all of it. Well, Kasak's used all of his ERS in that fact. Meanwhile, here is the battle for third and fourth position. The Haas driver catching all of a sudden back up, looking for this contact. Oh. And front wing now gone on Helvetica. I believe the entire front wing's gone on Helvetica.
No, it's the left side of the front wing.
The entire left side. Gone. So that's going to be a nightmare now. So that's going to give Mason a massive breathing space. 23 of 27. Look at the top two battling again. Going to go side by side down to the headband. Look at them holding each other up right now. They're both just slowing each other on the corner. A big slide for Truth.
Yeah, I think that contact between Helvetica and Mason has give Mason contact, has given him
Mason side
damage, and
by
there's more
side.
contact.
Has there been floor damage for Mason, I wonder? Because all of a sudden they're battling still down into Spoon, and that's always a difficult position. Look at the rear end styling. I think Mason's got rear floor damage.
Yeah, it does look like that move from Helvetica has actually given Mason damage, but he is staying within. He's got 1.5 seconds to play with, so he just needs to be consistent, save a bit more battery for the last few laps.
Maybe it was a mistake into the Degner corners then, because he was right with him out of the hairpin. He can see all of a sudden now pulling back away. So, whatever it was, he's closing and pulling back away, and look at the gap. It's hovering around about that 8 seconds. We'll keep an eye on it. 9 seconds right now. I think he's out of battery. No, he's saving his battery right now as leads to the battle away. And it was 8.2. Now it's 9.4. That just shows how much these guys are pushing with the ERS down the straight, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does. Mason's just biding his time. He's saving his battery, and then he's going to be using it down the back straight, I reckon.
Yeah, he wants to be careful. 9.2 seconds. I mean, a podium position still will be on the cards if he manages to get it. Meanwhile, though, the top two, we'll just keep an eye on this one. I've got the times, I've got the penalties up as well, so everyone can see. And just look at them both, the top two, Quinn. They're playing mind games with each other already. We're only in the pre-season race.
Yeah, it looks like Koziaka's got the better of the battery out of the two. Or they're about equal now, but it was on 100%. And yeah, Mason is just hovering around that 9 second mark. But
here's the opportunity again. Back past they go, and it's Kasak now ahead of Truth, and now Truth saving his battery, and will probably use a little bit of it on the exit of this corner to try and come straight back down the straight. And this is strategic chess right now between these two, aren't there? And this is what the battery really management can do.
Yeah, you just gotta be really... You gotta be just like really careful with how you like deploying when you save. You just gotta be doing that at the right time so it doesn't actually, it isn't too much of a bother for you.
Yeah, indeed. They just gotta be careful as well. Their tyres, they're not gonna be the best right now, are they? They're gonna be, I think it's like 40-50%. These soft tyres wear very quickly.
Yeah, they really do. But still, it's about 9.5 seconds the gap from Koziaka to Mason, but Mason is really saving his battery now. He's almost at 100%.
Yeah,
he's using some of it now just to close the gap a little bit.
Yeah, he just needs to keep his cool and wait for these. I hope these guys hold each other up a little bit, but they're both just holding station right now, aren't they? He doesn't need a penalty, though. That's the key thing.
Yeah, Helvetica getting a 3-second time penalty, but he's out of the podium positions, even with the penalties that Koziaka and Truth had.
I'll tell you what, Jamie's having a really solid second half of this race, isn't he? He's like minding his own business. He was a bit slow in the first sector, but these hard compound tyres, for whatever reason, it's letting for me, the hard tyres just felt so much more comfortable.
Yeah, obviously they won't grip as much as the medium or the softs, but yeah, the hards are extremely durable.
Yeah, they certainly are. 9.6 seconds, or that 26 now of this motor race. We're on the penultimate lap then here at Suzuka. Before, of course, me and Quinn will probably very swiftly need to depart because we're probably going to get invitations for the next tier, P3, in just under 14 minutes. So it's always good to see that we're going to have enough time. If it was a wet race, we might be in a bit of bubble for that. But right now, they're doing what they need to do. Gap 9.4, slowly coming down, slowly hovering up. And look how much battery now Kasak's going to use. And yellow flags. And that's Nightcaller, I'm guessing. Is it Nightcaller?
Yeah,
it is Nightcaller. Yeah, top two both speeding in the pit lane at the same time. And again, looking up the inside. Here's a good dive up the inside. What a dive from the inside. But he's not going to stop. Right around the inside he goes. And Truth has none of it. And all of them, he tops on the exit of the corner. He tries to switch to the outside. Now side by side down the straight. Oh. And they almost touch again down in towards Spoon. And these two are hounding each other. The hounds of justice flying between these two. And this is great racing for what it's going to be. And it goes a bit wide. And now look at both of them trying to use their ERS to come through and try and battle each other. If I was Truth right now, I wouldn't battle this too hard. But watch this. Cassar's not going to battle this too hard either. They're both going to lift off before the battery point, which is right there. Last lap of this race. Gap behind 9 seconds.
Yeah, Koziaka's going to have the overtake, and he's got a much bigger ERS advantage, but he is low on fuel. Yeah. He was I did see the fuel indicator flicking on and off, so he's going to be hovering around that 0 mark. So he's got to be really careful that he doesn't go into low fuel mode by the end of the lap.
Yellow flags, don't tell me that's Mason in trouble. It is Mason in trouble. Oh. He's made a mistake right at the final lap of the race. He's lost the rear end slightly. Gap's now hovered up over a second, but look at this. Kasak and Truth side by side into Degner 1. What a great scrap between these two. Side by side in Degner 2. Both of them off the circuit this time. This is great racing between the pair of them. They're pushing it to the absolute limit that they can do. But I think that might just be what it is. But you don't see side by side in there very often.
No, you don't. And yeah, I think unless Koziaka makes a mistake, I don't think Truth will get ahead because Koziaka's got the overtake mode.
Yeah, he does. 13
but he
seconds.
Is low on fuel.
He is low on fuel, so it could still be a P2 here if they run out of fuel. They want to be careful they don't trip over each other. Listen on board. Battery saving. It's too far back for Truth to take a dive from this far back, but what's out on the exit? Are we about to see all of a sudden that no fuel on the exit? He's going to be fine then through the last corner. And Kasaklan will win the pre-season event then from Truth in second. Mason will finish just 3.2 seconds off the lead then. One small mistake is all it cost him. And I think he knows that he's made a small mistake as well. And crosses the line. 3.4 seconds then is the gap. Helveca fourth. Jamie, I tell you what, it's not going to be very far off this either. He's across the line. 11 seconds. 12 for Bryce. Yes, I did curse Mason twice in this race. Thank you, Mike. Jake up to the line then. He's going to finish, I tell you what, a respectable P7 in the end there. Curly, I tell you what, it's almost manifested himself, hasn't it? I'm not going to finish P8, he says. I'm not going to finish P8, he says. Guess where he's finishing? P8. You can't make it up. He's probably going to be fuming in that cockpit, isn't he? It's P8 again.
Yeah, he is, yeah.
James with a 10 second. Wolf with a 10 second. He's out of fuel as well, is Wolf.
Oh, and he gets another 10 seconds.
Does he?
Oh, no, that was just the penalty applied.
I tell you what here, is Wolf going to manage to get across the line before Nightcaller gets to him?
I think it will.
Here he goes then, through the last corner. He's cutting the chicane. Wolf wants to finish. He's got 20 seconds now. Well, it's not gone well there for Wolf. Is he still going to get it? It's going to be close. He is going to get it just about. And across the line there goes Nightcaller for last position. And what a race that was. Oh. Wow. That is that one, but I think we're going to have to round off this stream pretty quickly, I think, Quinn, aren't we?
Yeah, we will have to.
We'll just let's go to the results screen then. So Kasak wins this race from Truth, Mason in third, Helveca, Jamie, Bryce, Jake, Curly, James, Nightcaller, and Wolf is that one. Quinn, do you want to do the brief quick rundown of our sponsors? You don't have to read it all.
Give me 1 second, I have to just bring it up. I should have had this prepared. Where is it? There it is. So, of course we have Delta.app, who are the title sponsor of One Hub. It is for 18 and overs only, and it's where you will have all of your investments, so you can feel like one of the world's top investors. You can use !Delta in the Twitch chat or the link in the YouTube description. You have Next Level Racing, who sponsor the league by providing prizes. You have Sim Racing Setups, who provide setups for the base game and the DLC. They have setups for all 3 of the weather types, 2 additional for dry setups, and you can also use the code 1HUBRACING to get 5% off. You have Pure Sim Gear, who provide socks and gloves to the driver with the most fastest laps and poles over the season. You can use the code OHR10P to get 10% off. You have Vespertine, run by our good friend Salal, who support our official apparel and also provide merch for prizes. And finally you have SimGrid, who we use their platform for all of our like standings and sign-ups, and they have their own community that you can join and talk in.
Yes, indeed. Well, I think we're around that. I'm already in the lobby actually for P3. It's how quick I've jumped into it. But we shall round that off. As you can see, I've got some racing to do. But don't forget to join Jake and Bonnie in just a few moments' time. Bringing action in about 10 minutes, of course, for the P3 tier, and then, of course, P2 and P1 at 6 PM and 7:30 PM. But that'll be all of us for us. Quid is in the lobby. I'm in the lobby. I shall round this stream off. Thank you very much for joining us this afternoon. Don't forget, of course, to join us next week for the beginning of the season. So I've been told to end the stream by Jess, so I shall end the stream before I get told off. So take care, everyone, and good evening. Yes, Mike, you're spinning.